Hi guys, I'm Pratik from LWP Labs. Welcome to today's topic is going to be Azure Database Elastic Pool. So we have seen some of the SQL Server deployment options that single database. Now we are going to be discussing about an important topic is called as Elastic Pool. So what is this Elastic Pool? I will give you a small example. So now just imagine now you have let's say imagine there will be like three websites, okay? So these three websites, these usually they will have their own, they'll be having their own database. So this will be database one. This will be database 2. This will be database 3. So with these database, normally what we these three database they will be having their own resources. So resources, I mean like they will be having their own set of resources. I mean like they can be having their own computing storage. They can be having CPU and memory. So what there is the use of this elastic pool comes in is why this is your elastic pool. So an elastic pool, what it does is basically it can combine all these databases together. So this one will be combined in such a way that this elastic pool has the CPU, it has the memory, it has the storage and all, and it combines these databases in such a way that they can share all the resources together. So what that means is that if one website needs more power, it can borrow from one and another, but they will still have enough resources such that they should be keeping on running. So that is about Azure Database Elastic Pool. So that's what it says. Azure SQL Database Elastic Pool is a feature that lets you group multiple databases together and share the resources like CPU and memory among them. And this will be our sample diagram that I will be discussing. This will be a sample architecture of an Azure SQL Database Elastic Pool. But we have to look into something, and another important thing, that's some of the database challenges that this Elastic Pool faces. So one of the most important database challenges is resource contention. So what is this resource contention? So it says over here issue. See, there is an example over here saying that since databases in an elastic pool will share the resources like CPU, memory, storage, there can be resource contention when multiple databases experiences spike in demand. So what this means is that, let me give a small example. Now imagine that there is this will be my shared resource pool, and this will be my databases. So inside this, I'll be having the databases inside this. So this would be database 1. This would be my database 2. And imagine this is my database 3. So these are three databases, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now this will be my shared resource pool. So inside a resource pool, it contains CPU, it contains memory, it contains storage. So what it does, so imagine now this databases is all sharing this resource group. Okay. So this is my shared resource pool. So this database 1, this will be database 2, this is database 3. So this database 1 will suddenly, it will use a lot of resources in such a way that this will take a lot of CPU, memory, and storage. This single database will take it. Now, at the same time, the other database resources, what will happen is that they will get lesser resources because database 1 is going to get more of these resources. So these will start to shrink in such a way that there will be no computing power, storage, and all. So it can impact these two databases, that's database 2 and 3. So these will have smaller resources. So these will be having smaller resources, that is database 2 and 3. So that is this will what will happen is that they will have a it will have a slower performance than the other database because since they're not getting enough resources. So because of this, there is a solution that we can come up with. So the solution is by monitoring and adjusting the performance. It says here the metrics and the size of the pool, and you need to make sure that the database are optimized in such a way to minimize the resource usage. So we'll take an example. So we need to monitor these resources in such a way that the resource usage is done regularly, and we need to adjust the size of the pool. So what that means is that, so imagine that there is a dashboard. So this is a dashboard. Inside the dashboard, I'm going to be having a monitor. So there is, imagine this will be my dashboard. So inside the dashboard, there is a monitor. So inside this monitor, there will be graphs. Okay. There will be graphs. So this will be my graphs. Imagine these are my graphs. So this is graph 1, graph 2, graph 3. These graphs are drawn in such a way that this graph 1 and graph 2, graph 3, they'll be having more resources. So what happens when more resources are added? The graph keeps on increasing. So like that, we need to adjust the size of this pool in such a way that we have to adjust this in such a way that they can be by adding more resources. What will happen in such a way that we need to allocate more resources to the pool, or we need to optimize the database in such a way that it can use the resources more efficiently. So we can see that inside this dashboard there's a monitor. Now they will be using all together. So I need to draw in another one second. So okay, so this will be my second one. So this will be my second elastic pool, I should say. So inside this elastic pool, it will take this shared resource pool. So this will be my shared resource pool that will be accompanied with my databases. That will be database 1, 2, 3. So database 1, 2, 3 will be this one, and this will be my shared resource pool. So this can be one of the solution for our problem for the given question or issue, I should say. So we'll look into our second problem, database limitations. So database limitations. So what this database limitation says, there's an issue saying that an elastic pool provides a way to manage multiple databases with shared resources. There are limitations in terms of maximum storage, DTUs or vcores, and the total number of databases that can reside in a pool. So let me give you an example so that you can understand. Now imagine that there is a resource pool and there will be a maximum limit of these storage DTUs. That is the problem given in our issue. So there is DTU, there is vcores. So these are being maximum. So indicates that there's a maximum limit is what's being shown, right? So inside this resource pool, there's 3 databases. Just imagine these are my databases. So this will be my database 1, database 2, database 3. So this is my already having maximum limit of storage, or I should say maximum resource limit for DTU or vcores is already maximized. So what happens in such is that when there is a more number of databases in the pool, we can use a bar graph, or we can use something else to represent the limits for this group. So for example, imagine this will be my graph. So a bar will represent the storage. So in this there is an example. This will be my graph 1. So it indicates for storage, and this will be my DTU or vcore. So this will be my DTU. So as more storage is being added, what happens is that there will be more number of as the number of databases grows, is what I should say, the more the bar or the progress indicators, it keep going closer to the maximum. So it keeps on increasing. So what we need to do, so it impacts it. So what as this exceeds the limit, it can slow the performance, and there can be errors, or it can also result in failure. So that there will be, since there will be more heavy workload, the database will lead to a failure. So what we need to do, we need to come up with a solution. So what the solution is, you need to ensure that the databases fit within the resource constraints of the elastic pool, and consider splitting them across multiple pools if necessary. So now imagine, now I will give you the solution. So there is an resource pool over here, right? So this is my elastic pool 1. Imagine this is my elastic pool 2. So inside this elastic pool 1, there will be database 1, 2, and 3. Excuse my database drawing, guys. It's going to be a bit quick. So database 1, 2, 3. So this will be my elastic pool, and this will be my second elastic pool with the database number 4, database number 5, and so on. So there can be more number of databases. So this will be having its own set of resources. That can be maximum number of vcores or storage. The second elastic pool will be having its own set of resources. So we need to make sure each pool will have its own set of resources, like the DTU, vcore, vstorage, which these will not be shared among these two. So this will have its own set of pair of maximum storage of vcores or DTUs, and this will be having its own set of maximum DTUs. So I can say that solution for this is nothing but to split the database across these different elastic pools. So once this can be done, now each pool will be having its own resources, and it can continue to do the scalation clearly. Now we look into the advantages of elastic pool. So one of them is cost-effective resource sharing. So elastic pools is not what it does for is that mainly multiple database will, since they share the same resources, CPU, memory, and storage, they will make sure that you guys will save your money, and also because you'll only be paying for the shared pool, you'll not be paying for each database individually. So this will make managing the cost much more easier and more efficient. Easier management of multiple databases. As it says, you can manage all your databases together, making it easier to manage, monitor, or scale your resources for the whole group. Easy to configure and monitor. Similarly, we have built-in tools in Azure that can be for Azure monitoring to keep track of the performance and optimizing the resources. So this can keep healthy, and by running it smoothly, we can spot the issues, and also we can make the adjustments when it's required for each elastic pool or for our different set of elastic pools. So that's all about the intro for Elastic Pool. Okay, thank you. Welcome to LWP Labs. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to view free Azure DevOps live classes. And for more videos like this, please contact the number shown in the description. Happy learning!